Are you stimulated or excited at the thought of teaching, the thought of the idea of teaching law of attraction and making money doing that? Did that catch your attention? Well, guess what? Today, I'm going to teach you what you need to prepare yourself to be able to do that. So that's why you're here today. I've got some N.L.P. Tools and techniques for you if you're giving free presentations now. If you want to be giving them, if you're looking for ways to increase your database, your exposure, your coaching practice, I promise you, giving free introductory presentations is the way to do it. Today, you're going to leave here with a handful of really important tools that you need to be using so you can give introductory presentations and guess what? Get people to buy your other services. Hello, my name is Michael Logier. I'm the author of the best-selling book. Where is it? There it is, Law of Attraction, and another best-selling book, Law of Connection. My book, Law of Attraction, is in 37 languages, sold over 2 million copies. So guess what? There's a big demand for people that want to learn about Law of Attraction. We know there's lots of other teachings and movies and books about Law of Attraction, but I'm the how-to guy. And my book is known as being the how-to book for applying Law of Attraction. Matter of fact, I have the reputation of being the trainer's trainer to teach trainers how to teach Law of Attraction. And if you've got a copy of my book now, you might think, wow, this would make a good seminar. Get real close and listen up. It was my seminar program that I developed after hundreds of seminars, and then I put it together to make a book. So if you read it and said, I like the process, I like the step by step by step, it's because it was my seminar program rolled up into a book. First, I'm here in my home in beautiful Victoria, BC. This is the summer edition, hence the bright light and the sun in my room. And I appreciate everybody joining us today live here on the webinar. If you're watching live, go below the link and say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. We're going to be about 30, 40 minutes today, and ideally, you have these handouts in front of you. They play an integral part of my training. You see, I'm going to be using what's called accelerated learning techniques, and these techniques will help accelerate the learning. Like you will be teaching your students to use handouts, I'm going to get you to use them today. And in doing so, it's going to help integrate the information, it's going to help engage you and keep you on track, and then you're going to have the notes in front of you, which is going to be perfect. A few things, let me tell you about my style. I talk fast, I move fast. In addition to talking fast and moving fast, I'm going to be showing you things today. Again, I'm using accelerated learning techniques. I'm tapping into all the different learning styles, so when you're done this call, you'll know what I said. You'll remember it easily. And some of you might say, oh, I like when he does that. Some of you might say, I don't like when he does that. Well, I'm going to explain a little later on why some of you like some techniques and some of you don't. Let's see, I'm going to spend 30 minutes of taking material out of my certified facilitator program. I'm going to give you the best of to set you up, because in your head you might be thinking, I want to do presentations and seminars to build my coaching practice. What you need to be considered and do your introductory presentations so you can make money at other services. So that's what I'm going to do, 30 minutes. What's next here? I'm going to give you everything I can in 30 minutes. And at the end, I'm going to hang around. We'll do a Q&A for those that have more questions. And I'm going to let you know about my Certified Facilitator program. Again, today is taken from that. So if you have more questions and ideas about the program, hang around to the end. I'm going to let you know about that. And I think that's it. Now, the first thing I want to do today is I want to get a flavor about, why you're here, because I don't know. I don't know why you're here. So I'm going to show you a little, we're going to do a little questionnaire. And I want you to, let's see here. I'm going to show you. There we go. Let's take a look at this. So, again, I don't know why you're here. My hunch is that you're one of these reasons, and I don't know which ones they are, but my job is to make sure that I'm satisfying you. So here's what I'd like you to do. In the chat below, I want you to tell me which one of these numbers are you. I know you can see it, but let's just read it anyway. I want to talk to it a bit. Which one of these people are you, one or more? You're thinking, well, that's me. I mean, I want to teach Law of Attraction, but I don't know where to get started. If that's you, number one. Number two, well, I want to know if there's a market for this. You know, Michael Loesch's doing it. He said he trained 440 people all. Is there a market for this? I mean, do people want to know about this? Okay. Well, maybe you're asking, well, what could I teach and how do I make it my own? I don't want to sound like Michael Loesch. How do I make it my own? That could be you. What systems can I use for coaching groups and hangouts, teleclasses, group hangouts, weekly meetings, monthly meetings, whatever? What systems can I use for that? How can I make money teaching it? I think everybody'd like to know that. Number 5, how can I make money teaching it? Number 6, well, I've never been a speaker or a trainer before. I'm not sure if I can do it. Well, I'll answer that question if that's you. What else here? I'm already a speaker and I want to become a trainer. I'll tell you the real secret to that is because trainers make more money. And number 8, well, I'm just curious. I don't know, I just came here to see what Michael Loesch had to say. So if you're something that's not on that list, let me know in the chat because I'd like to include you in my next list doing that. So today I'm going to show you and explain what I teach the Law of Attraction Facilitators, because that's their job, is to go out and teach Law of Attraction, what I teach them to do at their introductory presentation. Now, my certification training program is 20 hours. The first 2.5 hours is on N.L.P, or the book, on my book, Law of Connection. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the contents of that, but it is about being an accelerated learning trainer. In other words, well, first, what does that mean, accelerated learning? Well, it means we use techniques that help people learn at an accelerated manner. That's what that means. So again, so if you don't have the handouts in front of you, you can go to hangoutwithmichael.com/certification, and you can print them off. We're going to get started in just about 2 or 3 minutes. You know, about 17 years ago, I used to work for the Canadian government, and I eventually took Fridays off. And Fridays were like my coaching days. I was doing everything for free. I was giving Law of Attraction presentations in people's living rooms and at coffee shops and the library, anywhere. I mean, I was doing it anywhere. That was my Friday off. I actually went down to a reduced work week. So if you're thinking, do I have to quit my job to, you know, introduce this new work? Well, I didn't. I did both. I kept my government job. I took Fridays off and took a reduced cut in hours and pay. And then Friday was my Law of Attraction day. And after a year, I was making more money because of the model I'm going to teach you that I left my government job. That might be you too. Don't quit your day job. Transition into it. Do it on the side. Do it on the weekends. So that's how I grew my business. And I started having meetings in my home, and 2 people show up, and then 4 people, and people were bringing cushions and lawn chairs, and it was just, and before you know it, I was facilitating information and answering questions and keeping notes. And well, before I knew it, I had like 8-inch binder of these notes and thank you cards, and people said, I love when you said this, and I love when you said that, and I love when you do this. So then one day, I'm in Victoria, you know, one of Canada's most beautiful cities, and there was a convention here, and I saw a speaker, and he wasn't able to leave Victoria because we're on the island, so he was staying the night, and I said, hey, why don't I show you some Victoria? And in my conversation, I said, oh, I would really like to be a speaker. And he said, well, if you had a book, it would be, that's how I do it. I got a book. And I thought, well, I'm a government employee. I don't have a book. And on the way home, in my head, I thought, well, you do have a book. You have an 8-inch binder. Remember, I told you that was my program notes and my seminars, and I kept updating them, making them better, and adding cartoons and worksheets and thank yous, and I love you when you said this, and I love when you do that. So guess what? I spent 2 years making that 8-inch binder into a 145-page book with all the systems and processes so you can apply a Law of Attraction. I self-published my book in 2003. I sold 200,000 copies on my own. And then after The Secret came out, my book became very popular. Oprah Winfrey interviewed me 4 times in her radio show, Soul Series. I was then asked, and I had my own Law of Attraction radio show on Oprah and Friends. My book went to #3. It then got published in 37 languages. Boy. And then as I traveled the world, left my government job by this time, I'm getting people saying, oh, I'd love to teach Law of Attraction. And I said, well, take my book, just follow the book. And they said, no, I want to teach it the way you teach it. So I'm combining, where is it at? I'm combining N.L.P, I'm combining Law of Attraction, and I'm combining accelerated learning techniques. And all together, I can put on a seminar where people get it and understand it. And I'm going to give you those guidelines today. So I want you to take out your worksheets. Let's talk about a signature presentation. You know, I have friends that are speakers that are always, they're scrambling, trying to put a talk together, or somebody wants them to talk about this and that, and they spend hours putting it together. Guess what? I have one. I've been using it for 9 years. And it's what everyone ought to know about law of attraction and its impact on their business. Oh, this is for plumbers? What every plumber ought to know about law of attraction and its impact. Oh, this is a nurses event? What every nurse should know about law of attraction. And oh, this is for entrepreneurs. You get what I'm saying? It's the same presentation. It's my signature one. On your worksheets, what is a signature presentation? Well, I don't know. What's a signature steak? What's a signature dessert? It's something that the restaurant's good at. They're famous for it. They're good at it. They better be good at it because it's their signature drink. It's their signature dish. And facilitators like me and certified facilitators, we have a signature presentation. We change the title, we change the examples, and we have a system where everybody gets it. And by the time we leave, most of them want more. That's the goal. Let's do something for free so they want more. That's what a signature presentation is. One time I'm in Malaysia for 30 days. I did 28 seminars in 30 days. When I first arrived, that night we went out to dinner and they brought a binder this thick, and it was every engagement and the history of the company and who was going to be there, just lots and lots of notes. And I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to take that in my hotel room. I said, here's what we're going to do. On the way to the seminar, I want you to tell me this: who are they and what's the problem? And I said, I will design my signature presentation on the way to the stage. That's my opening sentence, my questions, my examples. I'll master it and I'll be done. And they'll say, wow, this dude has been in the industry for a long time. So on your worksheet, I'm showing you this model here. See how I have signature presentation again and again and again? So remember when I was working for the government, I had Fridays off. So what was I doing every Friday? I was doing a breakfast meeting. I was doing a lunch meeting. I was doing coffee shops every Friday. Free, 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 free. Then once a month, I did fee-based. I know you can see that. I didn't do fee-based every weekend. That's a lot of work trying to get people to do that when I'm first starting. But I would go do these free ones, and I would tell them at the end of the month I had this seminar. Well, the first time I had 7 people. I thought, wow, and it was $99. I just made $700 for one day. That was great money. I'm still working for the government. I did it for a year, and I worked the system. And not only did I do the free on Fridays, I did them on Thursday nights because it was really my Friday night. And I remember the time I had 110 people sign up at $100. So you do the math. And I'm thinking, wow, I just made over $10,000 in one day's week, and I'm a government employee. It's time to transition into this work. So this is the model I use to build my business. This is the model that I teach facilitators to use. And people say, are people making money? You know, some facilitators are doing this over and over and over again. They don't do seminars. You know what they want? They want coaching clients. So whatever your model might be. My book, for those of you that read it, it has a natural part. Part 1 is how to stop attracting negative things. Guess what? That's the signature presentation. Is that helpful to tell people how to stop attracting negative things? Yes. So what is your signature presentation in your business? That's what we're going to talk more about today. So how to stop attracting negative things. And over here, this is what people pay for. People pay for systems. They pay for processes. Right here, the 3-step formula. Now, 3 steps. Oh, isn't that convenient? Is that 3 hours or 6 hours? Is it 3 teleclasses, 3 hangouts, 3 you know, that's, see how it's nice and made up, and there's homework for all of that. So just to recap, book, natural part, how to stop attracting what you don't want. Second part, all the processes you learn law of attraction. Your job in your own signature presentation with your work is to pull something out of your bigger seminar and offer it many times to build interest to register people here. So on that note, you can do that well. That being, you can enroll people to the next level. You can do that well if we're going to go to page 2. We're going to talk about these 4 key strategies. You know, I've been to a lot of seminars. I've done a lot of seminars. And if people aren't engaged and they're bored, they're on the phone, they're not paying attention, they leave and that's it, they're done. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a trainer. And I better be doing a good job. I better be getting 100% participation. Everybody better be paying attention, and that's my responsibility to do that. Now, my book, Law of Connection, talks about the 4 styles, 4 ways people like to learn. Some people like to hear it. Some people like to see it. Some people like to do it. Some people like to process it and think about it. Now, here's the challenge. We all have all 4 of these ways that we like to teach and we like to learn from. But the challenge is one of them's strong and the rest aren't. Well, one of them is very weak and one of them's strong. So out of the 4 styles, if you just teach out of your style, you'll lose these styles to some degree. Maybe, you know, because the auditory person is a lecturer and they could stand behind the podium and talk for 45 minutes. And these people are back here falling asleep. Are you getting my point here? So we have to make sure that we engage all 4 learning styles. So number 1, key strategies is understanding the 4 learning styles. Now, we're going to go back to page 1 because I want to do a quick little mini N.L.P program taken from my book again. You'll see the 4 styles. Let's give them some words there, won't the I? In the box underneath it, put the word visual. The ear is auditory. The hands is kinesthetic. It's K-I-N-E-S-T-H-E-T-I-C. It's just, you know, the touchy feelies. And the brain, that's the digital. These are the thinkers, you know, digital like the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's very digital. So one of the most important things to help when using accelerated learning techniques is to make sure you use handouts. Now, when I use handouts, right now I have the answers in, but I hand just like the ones you're using. How many people leave filled in handouts at their seminar? Say it when you see it, 0. So handouts are good, has all your branding on it, so that's good for your business. And now people are taking notes. Now you're tapping into some more of the styles. So now you've said it, and now they wrote it, and now you're seeing it, and now you're hearing me say it. If I was just lecturing, you don't remember most of it. But as you see it and write it down. So let's talk about worksheets. What is the value of doing worksheets? Well, frankly, every style likes them. So let's go to the visual style. Now, they like the worksheets because it helps keeps them on. It helps keeps them focused. Notice I'm using that word focus. I'm visual, and we're easily distracted. You know, we're going to check our phone. We're going to take notes. We're going to build the list. You give me worksheets, and I'll pay attention. And I'm going to want to fill in all the answers. I'm not going to want to miss anything. So the visual person likes to have these because it keeps their attention. We also like to fill in short answers. We don't like, visual people don't like when you say, write 3 paragraphs on something. Yeah, I know you don't like that either. Okay? You know, visual people we remember by pictures, so that helps you visual folks remember that, you know, and the columns and so on. So visual people, they like handouts. Now, the auditory people, they like one-word answers because words are very important to them. So they would like building this list. They'd also like to participate out loud. They'd probably like to, you know, brainstorm with you. That's their style. But they like the worksheets too. Sometimes they don't always use them because they can hear everything. But they like short one-word answers. So visual and auditory, short one-word answers, little spaces to put the boxes in. That's great. Our kinesthetic, now, what engages them about worksheets is the writing part. Now, if you're kinesthetic, you already know that probably. And you've probably written on the back already, and up the sides and down the margins. Matter of fact, kinesthetic people are lifelong learners, so they take notes a lot. And they will not leave, they'll carry these, and they'll be very personal, and they'll get attached to this worksheet that you gave them, and that's going to help keep them remembering you and learning more. And the last group is the thinkers. Well, first they would like the worksheets because there's a sequence. We're going to do this, and there's a next step, and the next step, and the next step. And you know, right away, if you're at home and you've picked up, you see it's 2 sheets, you see the 4 boxes, and they have satisfaction. The only challenge is I can't skip a step. If I left a box empty, I'd be hearing from all of you that we're digital. So let's go back to the 4 key strategies. Understanding all the learning styles. Boy, if you can nail that, then you'll get everybody engaged. Number 2 is using accelerated learning techniques. Now, I've been demonstrating some of these techniques today. Now, let's talk about how you get these different styles to engage. You know, what makes them want to answer a question? Well, let's do a quick little survey. Under box number 2, accelerated learning techniques, I want you to write visual. They like this question. Is everyone getting the picture? Because it's a picture, the visual word. Here's the second group. This is the auditory group. Here's a question you could ask that group. Does this sound okay? Okay, again, you're getting their attention. Number 3, the kinesthetic group. Does this feel okay? The feeling word is in there. And the digital, remember I said they're the thinker? I bet you can guess what that is. What are your thoughts about this? Does sound, you know, are you thinking this is okay? What are your thoughts? So, number 1, understand there's 4 styles. Number 2, use accelerated learning techniques to engage the 4 styles, using worksheets, asking those questions. Now, the next thing that's pretty key is having your audience associate you with something they learn at the seminar. They go, oh, I remember that from Michael O'Shea. I remember that from Bob or Betty or Susan or John or whoever it is they learned it from. On the way home, that's all they can think about. Well, anybody that's watched my Hangout shows or read my book knows I talk about the reset button, the Vibe reset button. And at my seminar, I hand out little Vibe reset buttons, and it's on the worksheets. And people go home and they remember, oh, I got to press my Vibe reset button. I got to press my Vibe reset button. Imagine someone coming to your signature presentation and going home all excited and thinking that you helped them with that. Good, that's number 3. Associate yourself with something that they'll remember forever. Okay, let's think about this. You're doing your signature presentation. You want to be able to give them take-home information, a tool that they're going to remember forever from your training, worksheets so they can see how much they did, all your contact information on the bottom. If you're doing this for free, boy, you're a nice person, and they might want to learn more, just like you today. You're thinking, oh, okay, I like his style. I'd like to know more. He gave something away for free. That's what the signature presentation does. So number 4 is during the signature presentation, seed, almost like planting a seed, seed the sequences or the steps or the processes or the systems that you're teaching. So during the free presentation, you know, I'll tell people they're going to learn how to stop attracting negative things, and when they're ready, they can learn deliberate attraction. It's a 3-step process. It's a half-day seminar, or it's 3 Tuesday nights, or it's 4 hangouts. So mention that a couple of times. Let them know, you know, what you're getting today. Good. So again, we filled out this. You might be asking yourself, well, did you like the handouts? Did you like having it in front of you? Are you going to keep it? Did you take more notes than I told you? Did you take any notes? What was your behavior around this? I can promise you this, nobody leaves these behind. As soon as somebody writes on it, it's theirs. I've been to some seminars where the seminar leader, the team is picking up all their handouts. Promise you, it's going to cost you 5 cents, but everybody has one. Everybody will take it home. Good. Well, you know, at the start of the seminar, I promised you that I would give you the best that I could. I think it took me 24 minutes. I'm going to hang around and answer some of the questions. But again, I don't know why you were here, and I'm hoping that somehow with this list, I'm going to show this list again, that you heard today that I can help. So let's take a look at the number. Well, you know, I asked which one of these people are you? Number one, well, that's me, but I don't know where to get started. Oh, guess what? I know how to get you started, right? I told you that we do the introductory presentations. You might be number, I don't know, number 5. How can I make money teaching law of attraction? Well, you learned that today. You do the signature presentation groups everywhere, coffee shops, your friends, the church, the networking groups. And how do you make money? Well, look at number 4. We talked about the 3-step process. You do that through Hangouts. You do that through teleclasses, coaching groups, Wednesday group, Thursday group, once a month, twice a month, every week, whatever. You decide. I think you're all getting this. Some of you are already a speaker and want to become a trainer. Speakers speak and then they leave. That's what they do. They're speakers. I'm a trainer. I go do a training seminar, and then people want more. They want more processes and so on. Or I can go back with other coaching programs or other follow-up programs in my work. So hopefully you were one of those things today, and you said, yeah, that's how Michael can help. So you can do this all by yourself. You can do what I did and spend 17 years to come up with a system, or I can help you because I have the system. I created it. I was doing this in the basement of churches and coffee shops and huddling at Starbucks one time, teaching law of attraction. I got a system together, and I built it for people like